All right then, welcome back to the good show. We're in the Dota 2 segment. We've currently brought on Bruno. Hey Bruno.
Hey James, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And we've got Pajkatt waiting in the wings. He's currently farming right now. His carry player isn't ready, and he'll be on for an interview in just a moment. But he's actually in the studio, so he's going to listen to everything we say in Dota 2 and critique it probably later. He probably knows a lot more than us. All right then, so we can start with just the general news in Dota 2. The first thing that happened is actually with Na'Vi. They're looking to open a gaming house in America, the US of A.
I was surprised.
I
think they're just trying to create some hype.
I think so too. I'm not sure if I just read the news or if it was actually the interview, but it felt like we might do it or it's a possibility.
Yeah, there's no
That's
confirmation.
That's how I felt it. And I don't know if it's... I would guess they mentioned at least last international, so I guess it has some Dota thing with it, but it could also be for other games or maybe new divisions. Don't know, but I hardly believe they will open up a house in America.
It's the same thing they did with StarCraft and LoL. They said they were going to do a LoL team or a StarCraft 2 team, and they did nothing.
I think actually the StarCraft 2, I would guess that now they've done 2 tries with it, and they have been very close to narrowing it down. They had some players at some point.
They had some players, but they wanted the big Ukrainian players, but they never could have got them because they were too expensive, basically.
But worth doing a house for the international, I would say.
That's what I thought it could be about. I thought it might be like we're going to get someplace in America, and then we're going to have our team go over there. A month before or a couple of weeks before, but I don't think that's a reason to have it for a whole year, so I'm not really sure.
The only reason.
Well, they're rotating also the Counter-Strike team in North America. I mean, I know for a fact that there is no LAN tournament in the US at all right now. I mean, there's been none in 2012, I mean, aside from the international, and there's none announced as of this year now. So unless they know something we don't, if they go there, they will just keep playing online tournaments. And then, I don't know.
And to be ready to sleep schedule and for the international. So we'll have to see what happens with Na'Vi. But I was shocked and not really sure what's going to come out of it. But they did announce that they're looking to open in the US. So I guess we'll just leave it at that and see what happens. Any developments. But it was a kind of a weird announcement for them. So we can go into the Dota 2 player changes. Virgos leaves L Pride for personal reasons. And it came as a surprise, apparently.
Well, I mean, when I heard about that coming into surprise, the first thing I did is checking how many teams he has been in. Actually, it was not that much. He was in 4 teams. I mean, until now, it was in the first Moscow 5 that went into the 2011 International. Then the new Moscow 5 had different people. Then it was briefly in Absolute Legends, and then Alliance Pride, and that's it. I mean, it's kind of not surprising because a couple of weeks ago, Mate was in the same team, and he left also for other reasons. The thing is that people now think that Bigos is not going to play anymore, at least for a while, because he didn't say he was going to. So when that happens, people say, well, Bigos might be quitting Dota.
What do you think? Is he going to leave? Or is
I have a theory.
Okay, I thought you might.
Yeah, maybe he just got lost again. You know, just before, I think it was Star Ladder 4 or something like that, there was a tournament. They were supposed to come back to Russia, and he just got lost. And no one found it, and for 1 week, no one knew anything about Bigos. It says that he met someone, he went outside the station, the team left without him.
Job, mate.
So maybe he just got lost again. I mean...
What?
Yeah, that actually happened.
Okay. I can't even say this guy's name
Kasik
in the
Imba.
player changes. Huh?
Kasik Imba.
Kasik Imba joins Orange as their 6th player.
Yep.
Now, is Winter currently in Orange?
No. Winter is now playing with the nameless team. He's going to be back playing, but I mean, he will make the announcement, not us. So
he was back. He has been on vacation, right?
No, he was like he left he was with Orange as well.
Yeah, but I think he came back like.
He was in Australia recently on vacation. But people are laughing for...
No, sorry, we do this all the fucking time. People make retarded GIFs and pictures, and this one's really fucking good. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, please.
Because someone's put in somewhere. You can watch it on the previous screen, Pajkatt. Let me get into chat.
Oh, it was really fucking
okay,
amazing.
I've got it. It's up now.
It was hacksaw.
Here we go. JPEG.
What the fuck?
Our community are awesome.
Fucking awesome.
It's really good.
How much effort do you put into that? That's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, Winter was
as
on
far as I'm
vacation.
concerned, it's just magic when people make things move on the internet.
But I thought that Winter would go more like commentating and doing with Beyond the Summit, but he's going back to playing now.
Well, I talked personally with him like when we were at Beyond the Summit, and the thing was, if he couldn't find a competitive team, he would go into commentating because he really liked that, but he preferred to actually go into a solid team. I think he found one. There's a tournament this weekend, so perhaps we'll make the announcement there. But I can't say much more about that. What I can talk about is about Kesekimba, this new guy. I mean, people probably saw him. If you followed the Southeast Asian League last week, he was playing there. He was playing instead of Ohio. He was playing as their carry player, and Mushi was moved to mid, like he used to play before.
Which was good.
Yeah, he played lots of Luna mainly, and he performed pretty well. He's a 16-year-old. He comes from Hon. I've seen a picture of him, and he looks like he's 12. They say he's a child prodigy of sorts. I don't know. I just have to watch how it goes. But I mean, it's not coming from nowhere. At least he has been playing Hon, and when he played at the Southeast Asian League, he was good. So looks promising.
Do you have any speculation on what will be the core 5 of them? Because Ohio has been like a monster.
Well, no. I still think that they will keep Ohio as a solo mid and Mushi as a carry. But I mean, Orange has done this in the past, like KYXY, which is now their offlane player. Used to be their 6th player for a long time. They was just like, whenever one of them couldn't assist, he would just join. KYXY was quite flexible. He played pretty much every position except mid. So, I mean, this guy will probably do the same. But from what I've seen from him so far, I mean, it seems like they're more comfortable with him playing the carry and moving someone else to whatever position they need. But I mean, it's interesting. Orange is, at the moment, one of the 2 strongest teams from Southeast Asia, so this is only good for them.
And they showed crazy teamwork. Like their team fights were great. I think that maybe the individual part wasn't, or the lane part wasn't as great, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
They are for sure the strongest in the region.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on into some of the news then. We've got Na'Vi popping up again in our Dota 2 segment, have been eliminated from the defense 3.
Yeah, I mean, it was, they lost versus Fnatic, and it was a 3-game situation. They won the first, they lost the other 2. Quickly wrapping up the games. The game 1 was Papi Axe, which is not as surprising now, but a week ago was kind of, wow. Papi is back playing Axe. Then they picked Magnus, but he suicided every single team fight, and that didn't work. However, Hvos saved the day with a 746 GPM Luna to win the game, because that hero is silly. Game 2, Fnatic went with Alchemist, which again was weird, but not so much anymore. And they allowed Fnatic to get Kodal and Shadow Demon, those really 2 strong heroes. They shattered the trial lane and they just coursed into a 30-minute win. And finally, the game 3, then they went with Bat Rider. Hvos tried the Phantom Lancer, but in the end, Fnatic chose to go with the tri-core of like Nature's Prophet, Lone Druid, and Gyrocopter. The thing with that is if you go late against those 3 heroes, they will always get their farm and win, and that's what happened. I mean, the game delayed until 40 minutes, and once there was no way Navi could come back. So poor draft decisions, poor decision-making during the tournament was just Fnatic outplaying them. I mean, Fnatic is really playing well, very, very well. So, I mean, congratulations to them. Navi is outside the defense. They can't defend their title.
All right, well, there
It's
we
not
go.
very,
Yeah,
not very surprising. I think Navi haven't been that good online.
Na'Vi
a long
kind
while.
of step it up when they feel like it's a tournament worth stepping up for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean...
At the same time, Fnatic has been really, really good lately as well.
Yeah, I think
Fnatic are one of these
Fnatic can-
teams that has something, just a little bit of magic to it. Like, I followed them in Hon, and the guys in Dota 2, I kind of felt like these guys are going to go to the top of at least their scene, and they seem like they've done that pretty well. They are definitely considered, I think, one of the top teams.
Yeah,
in,
at the moment
Europe.
they're top 3
like,
easily.
Like Fnatic, Empire up there as well right now.
And I think Fnatic are almost more stable than most other European teams. Like they always performing good.
They
I think they go up and down like most others.
All right then.
Maybe
well, consistency has always been their thing, because last year they were bad every single game, and now this year they're good every single game. So at least they keep the consistency. That's
didn't they win like 4 open or something?
Consistently bad or good.
Yeah, I mean, but they started playing like very, very well November, December last year.
Yeah, they won 4 open over.
But that was
no
like
tie
a
hands.
really weak tournament, wasn't it?
All right then. So we got
okay.
we got some in the news as well. We got Bruno. I think you put this in.
Yeah.
Crazy picks.
Yeah, and people wanted to talk about this because, I mean, normally it's not news, but the thing is that it all started when No Tie Hunter picked Bloodseeker, and everyone was like, what? Bloodseeker in the game? I mean, for those of you who don't follow competitive Dota that much, Bloodseeker is one of those heroes that you say you'll never pick because he's a poor man's Night Stalker, because there are 100 heroes that are better than him or whatever. No Tie Hunter picked him against Redefining Madness, the Syndra's team, and they win. And that, I mean, if it was just that, it wouldn't be news. But then this started happening. So No Tie Hunter picks Bloodseeker. Suddenly, Warlock gets picked by Team Dignitas and 4 friends plus Grilly. Then Spirit Breaker gets picked by Na'Vi. Silencer, which is, well, not a surprise, but he just came into the pool this week. It's picked by Empire, AL, Mouse, and 3D Max. Patch is picked by Na'Vi. Then he plays Patch, and he loses for the first time in his life in an important tournament with Patch. He's 15 out of 16 right now, so that's newsworthy just by itself. Dandy losing with Patch. Then we got Puppy playing Omni Knight, No-Tail playing Meepo, Unicorn and Stallion are playing Alchemist, Mouse, I don't know who, played Trent, No Tie Hunter playing Ricky, and Team Dignitas playing Spectre.
But Bruno, what does it all mean?
Well, the thing is, it's so
Game is
crazy. I
changing.
mean, this week only, like, just this week, there were 70 different heroes played from the pool of 90-something, almost 100. That's huge, because normally you get like 40 or something like that, maybe 50. And people will say, well, we're experiencing a change of the metagame, we're just like, I don't know. And I think that the problem is not there. I think that the big thing is that maybe, just maybe, it's teams overestimating their abilities or underestimating the other teams and just playing full. Or maybe, and this is because if it's this, it's an important thing, maybe there's a problem with the way we're just organizing the tournaments. We have lots of best-of-1 group stage games that don't mean nothing, so you just go out and play, and if you win, you win. If you lose, it's okay. So, I mean, if you have to show up, because you can't not show up, because it's bad for... But you want to go and have fun, so you pick Spirit Breaker, you pick Bloodseeker. I mean, maybe there's enough chance that it works because you're the best team and you just perform better. But, I mean...
Maybe with the so many Dota 2 online cups with matches that, as you mentioned, sometimes don't mean anything. It's just people messing about.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's about innovation as well. I know for a fact that a lot of these games have been best of 3s. Some of the Dignitas games have been best of 3s.
Yeah, well, the Dignitas were best of 3.
And the Fnatic ones as well, so...
But I mean, it's still the D2L. You know, the D2L, you just play the game. It's a group stage. I mean, there's a point where you're playing against, I think, there are 10 teams, 14 teams. I don't know. There are lots of teams in D2L. And there's a point where you say, okay, I'm in a comfortable position where I'm not... I mean, as long as I win these other easy games, I can play just whatever I want in these ones.
Yeah, but I think it's if you're innovative as well and you're creative and like pick a new hero or a hero that isn't that common, it's easier surprising the enemy as well, I think.
Well, I mean, I know that you really like Team Dignitas for a reason. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying that's why. But
what I'm saying is Team Dignitas did it well because they had an idea. They say, okay, we're going Warlock mid against Darkseer. Darkseer can't win that lane because all the harass you make with Iron Shell, I will regenerate myself with my Tranquil Boots, with my Shadow Ward. They had a plan. They even picked Spectre to go with that. I mean, there's lots of synergy. But sometimes, I mean, when Na'Vi picks Spirit Breaker, is there a plan in that? I don't think so.
Pajkatt, you want to shake or nod your head off camera?
No, I'm good.
He's good. You have no
But
comment.
Dignitas
on
versus
that.
No Tie Hunter was a really spectacular game with the Spectre, I think. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
great game.
I think
So-
you're right as well with the
Crazy picks in Dota 2. So moving on, Star Ladder 5 has now started. Star Ladder has a 15,000 prize pool
Prize
at the
pool.
end with 4 teams, is it,
4
to the
teams
finals?
going to the LAN finals.
And
yeah.
they've got a really rigorous kind of online schedule. So many games for Star Ladder.
It's
I think it's
huge.
daily.
Well, it's daily.
It's
It's,
like-
16 teams. It's a round robin. Like everyone plays each other, so it's 15.
Isn't there like 4 games a day or something? Because I saw a schedule.
Probably
given to
more
me.
than 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think that the problem with Star Ladder, at least in previous Star Ladders, is that teams had lots of flexibility to reschedule. So the first few weeks it will be okay. You get 1-2 games a day, and then as you head to the final days, you have 5 games a day because you have to catch up with all that. It gets crazy.
Only problem I can see is I like that they have so many games and like everybody faces each other, even if 16 teams.
I don't.
But I think there is a high risk that teams doing bad, they will just drop out. Especially if they don't get any prize money for playing each game, which I assume they ain't getting. So I think that there will be a lot of walkovers in the end, which is bad.
The thing is,
and then they're gonna treat it, if someone is having walkovers last 3 games, for example, should they be disqualified instead? And you reset the old games, and then can be a total mess.
Yeah, just to look at the lineup on my screen here, you can see that is going to be a round robin format.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, one of the biggest problems is if you're stuck down at the bottom halfway through and you're not going to be top 4, what holds you to stay in this apart from Star Ladder saying you won't be invited back next time, especially if you're like good teams, they're going to want good teams. So we'll see how Star Ladder goes. It's a change of format. It'll be interesting to watch. Haven't checked the broadcast schedule, but I expect it's going to be packed almost like a daily thing. And then you've got your D2L. On top of that, like EG, that's like might as well be daily. It feels like with AC and Draskell.
EMS, it's going on right now.
EMS, which is using some of Join Dota, and then you got the defense as well. It really is packed with the online stuff over here.
If you like watching Dota, you get about 50 matches a week right now. Really, I mean.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Like
it's crazy.
I don't know how the teams are going to be able to schedule these and do live matches or whatever.
They have to earn their bread.
Good part is that it's open up for a lot of other and upcoming teams also, so it's not only the pros because they cannot be in all tournaments. But Bruno, at this point, especially if you focus maybe Western world, which online tournament are you reckon as the premier, like the top one?
I think that D2L has been really strong in.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they made a case when it started that they had the better teams compared to the defense. It had the better teams, but also have new up-and-coming teams going around. So, I mean, there were some of those teams that appeared during the defense season a bit before, like 3D Max, that you now see in every tournament. But D2L secured the top 10, and I think that when they started in December, and right now, they're still top 10 teams right there.
Because I would assume EMS1 was the top dog at this point, and I haven't been able to follow it on my own, though, because...
EMS1 is really interesting, to be fair. The format is really nice. The problem is that, I mean, my problem with it is that it's just 2 days and it's Monday, Tuesday. If it were like Monday, Thursday, or we would have a tournament kind of like that, it would be more interesting. Because for me, it's like, oh yeah, right, it's EMS today and tomorrow it's over, and then I forget until the next week. So you get 2 very action-packed days, very, very interesting, and then a lull for 5 days. I think the tournament is very interesting, but because of its division, it's not too interesting to follow. Like, it doesn't tell you like you have to keep watching this. It's just like, okay, this is a 2-day thing, and then another 2-day thing. I don't know.
What do the rest of you think?
I think we should.
I think defense maybe.
You reckon defense highest? I think it was way too long, like the 2 group stages.
Because of history mainly, I think it's the biggest one. But I mean, D12 is big as well. DMS is big. I think they're kind of equal maybe.
All right. So Join Dota have announced the new tournament with Big Point.
Big Point.
$2,000 prize pool, Dota 2 tournament every month apparently, right?
Yeah.
It's a monthly thing. And it's going to be starting on the 23rd and 24th of this month.
I wanted to ask anyone knows anything about Big Point. Have you heard of Big Point? I know it's like a browser game development company. They have some kind of like flash games and stuff like that, but I mean...
Apparently their latest game, if you look at the Join Dota article, their latest game, Dragon Sang Online,
yeah, exactly.
got the game of the year.
It's a big game publisher. I think they're German. But it's mainly flash games and like casual games.
You can check out the website
they're
here.
Using this to basically draw people into their flash games.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of interesting that a publisher use another game to promote themselves. Like I haven't seen much of that
they're
before.
Not a competitor though.
Of course not, but I mean, gaming developers as gaming developers. Normally, you don't mix them like that, but
German free to play kind of.
The way I see it, it's kind of an evolution from Join Dota Masters that was last year. They had like a monthly, sometimes weekly tournament for €500. And I mean, $2,000. It's dollars, I think. It's quite a lot for a monthly tournament. I mean, particularly just a small
Probably
one.
not much for a free-to-play game publisher and developer.
It's 2K Euro.
exactly.
Sorry.
Bruno, it's 2K Euro.
2K Euro. Okay, well, much better.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's 2K Euro, 1,500 winner and 500 second place.
Is this in large? We will talk about Epi joining Dota, by the way.
I think he did last week.
Was that
I mean,
within the last week?
No,
I didn't know that Epi actually joined Dota.
Epi was in join Dota, like casting more and more and more. I don't know if there was an official from now on. Epi.
Because it says here, coverage in English will be provided by our own Toby-Wan Kenobi and as well as our own new recruited Christian Epi Chess.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't seen any official announcement
Well,
of that, but I mean, he's been there for so long
Yeah,
now.
they were looking for someone to cast with Toby more regularly, so it looks like Epi is going to be the man of choice. So well
really
done him.
cool that they team up. I think it's good for Toby.
Yeah, and also the ESL guy, Kawa.
Yeah, Kawa.
He actually did really well on his cast with Toby. I thought he was
really good.
very good as a caster. So make sure you keep an eye out for him doing some commentary. All right then. So so join Dota, adding more tournaments to the huge tournament pool, which is currently Dota 2, and bringing in a not normal sponsor, which is always good. So Big Point, who do Flash games. All right then. So Gosu Cup Asia 5.
That's pretty simple one.
Yeah, February the 23rd to 24th, open to 256 teams and $1,000 prize pool.
$1,000. Zenith was the two-time champions, he won the fourth and the third. Before it was MUFC and Orange. Nice tournament. It's at the same days as the one we talked before. Big Point tournament is 23rd, 24th. This one is also 23rd, 24th. So nice weekend to watch Dota. Next.
All right. Dota Talk announces Balkan Dota 2 tournament. Best teams from Siberia, Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia. I said Siberia. Sorry.
Oh.
It's really it's hot in here and it's a long show already. So the Balkans. So it's Dota Talk. That's not talk.
No, Dota Talk
that's
is some guys from Southeast Asia. I know there's Jaren and Raging Rip from there. A couple of guys. They did some nice tournaments. But I don't really have much to say because the Balkans area has no famous team at all. And also the tournament is quite weird. You have to chip in €25. I think the prize pool is not so great.
But didn't Fnatic pick up a team that was from Siberia or Croatia?
Serbia.
No man, let's go with Siberia. It's way cooler.
No, but I think 4VL or something like that. They joined Fnatic, played at ESWC. But what I'm wondering about this tournament is if Fnatic Street is involved. I see SteelSeries as a sponsor. Maybe he's pulling some strings. Normally in this region, he's the big guy.
Yeah,
that's good, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's weird. I mean, hopefully some good team will come out of that. But I mean, I don't expect any of the famous teams people recognize to be there. So good luck to them. And
it's
that's
cool.
all I can say.
It's cool. Dota Talk. Let me just check out the announcement. So DotaTalk.com if you want more information. Just make sure I had the website. Game Evolution announces Dota 2 Championships will be held in November in Dubai. $40,000 prize money, 20 teams, 4 direct invites, and 16 through the online registration.
Right? Huh? And we're going there.
Are we?
We are. We're going to Dubai. I just started to talk to people. I want to be there. So
okay, so what is this all about, Bruno? Game Evolution.
It was just recently announced. There's not much talked about it. I mean, the teams are not confirmed. I think they're just were very, very eager to say that they wanted to do a tournament. It's in November, so it's far, far away from now. Anything could happen from there. I mean, it's after the international. Think about it.
I wonder when in November.
Mid. It's 15th to 16th of November. So it's like 2 weeks before DreamHack Winter.
Yeah, DreamHack's at the end of November. But $40,000 is a lot of...
It's a lot of money for an offline tournament like that.
Has anyone heard of this company before?
No, not me.
But, it's Dubai, so we can justify they have money. If not, we'll bring back gold and things from their country. Okay.
If you go into the site, it's index.ae. And it seems... I don't fucking understand.
I'm on their website now. I'm on GameEvo.com.
Yeah, but if you click in the bottom organized by...
What is that?
Click on it.
Yeah, Index Conference
is an
and
exhibition. It's
exhibitions.
basically a conference center.
I mean, it wasn't what I was
They're
expecting.
putting
At
her
least.
under. This is what's gonna happen to you if you visit Dubai.
What the hell is that?
Right.
Yeah, but it's the place
mean-
where they're holding it.
Oh, of
probably.
course it's in Dubai, so you can maybe trust that they will pay out the prize money, but still going to this kind of event maybe can be a little bit shaky. I don't know.
Well, if we can get some Botox with your 40,000,
That's good
if they
for
don't
you,
have the
James.
money, you can get your prize pool in just Botox there. Okay. There's one. The big entertainment show.
What's this?
More online.
Penis enlargement?
Where? Where's the reduction?
To me, it looked like that.
Drink Expo.
Yeah, I'm up with that.
Okay, yeah.
Anyways.
GameEvo.com if you guys want to read more about it and find out more than obviously we currently have on the show. Dubai World Trade Center. I've actually been there for an event with ESL, so it's a pretty crazy place. All right, and that brings us to the end of our general news. We've got tournament results, but before that, Bruno, we want some statistics.
Time for stats with Bruno. Okay, so
I feel like we need theme music for that
You
intro.
do need
It's
something.
Stats with
Agreed.
Bruno.
yeah, someone should sing a jingle or something. Anyways, I'm going to go really quickly I'm going to speak heroes, then teams, then players. For heroes, the most picked of the week were Darkseer with 35 matches, Gyrocopter, Lifestealer, Shadow Demon, and Bane. The top 5 bans, however, were really different. So Wisp, Keeper of the Light, Magnus, but rather Nyx. The fact that none of the most picked heroes were banned means that, I mean, those 5 heroes are so commonly banned that they don't even get to see the light of day as much. Sometimes you get like heroes that are both commonly banned and commonly picked. Not in this case. These 5 bans seems to be very important for the Western scene. Moving on to teams. The teams, and this we're going to go for the month, not for the week, because when speaking about teams, you have to have a higher like time span. So the team that has played the most this month so far, it's Navi with 22 matches in big tournaments. Then you have the smaller ones, but then following that you have Empire, Team Liquid, Fnatic, and 3D Max. 3D Max, unfortunately, they played 19 matches and they're 3-16, so not doing so well.
Oof.
Yeah. So hottest team
At least
of
they're taking
the week,
part.
because now we're doing a hot or not. Hot teams of the week. In the Southeast Asian scene, we have Zenith Orange, obviously, because they won the Southeast Asian. Again, this is for the month. In the Western scene, you have Fnatic being the best team with 13 and 6. Yeah, 13 and 7. There you go. I didn't find it. It's too many numbers. Team Liquid, and surprisingly, the new DD, like the Vlavia, that is something in Russian, which I don't know how to say, but it's DD. They're 5-2, which is not so great, but I mean, it's quite surprising because they're a new team and everything. Now, the not teams, we just spoke about the hot, now it's the not. AL Academy and EG combined are 2-13 for the month. So
EG.
EG, yeah.
EG are 213.
EG plus AL Academy, if you mix those two, they're, I mean, combined 2-13.
Well, what's okay? What of EG? What's EG's score overall?
1-7, 1-6.
1-6. Okay. Wow.
They're not doing well right now. They're
Time to sign no Tidehunter.
Or announce it.
Someone is
Alright,
smiling
please
at least in the studio.
So that wraps up for the.
I don't think Tidehunter is not doing that well either, are they?
Yeah, no, they're doing better than EG. That's for sure.
I don't think. I know they're like 0-6 or something. Last
No,
couple
no,
of days as
Tidehunter
well.
are okay. I mean, they're probably trading even like 50-50. But
All right, go on then. Continue.
Well,
Who's in the knots?
yeah, well, you know, I mean, next week is Oscars week. I don't know if you watch. I'm a movie fan. I watch lots of movies. I watch the Golden Globes. So I wanted to do like a nomination for player. Instead of having a player of the week, I would have one for each category. So for least deaths this week, it's our last week's player of the week, TC. He played 15 matches and he had 1.89 deaths per game. That's less than 2 deaths per game over a span of a month. That's really impressive. I mean,
Easy opponents.
yeah, maybe. But no, they're doing really well. For the good guy award, which is for the most assists, it's Santa with 15.7 assists per game. That's a lot.
What team's he on? Santa?
Santa is oh, you beat me there. I don't know.
Yeah! I broke the stat train.
Yeah, I think probably. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but probably VP.
Yeah, I think he's Vert's pro, mate.
Yeah.
I just
Um,
checking.
So for the good XP, you have Black with 600 XP per minute in average over all the month, which is a lot, but not so much. And finally, the big award.
Where's the Malk Award?
Well, the Malk Award, no, we don't have
We haven't
Malk.
done it, okay.
Malk Award is only for Malk. There was a guy in a pub game, there's a post on Reddit that won with 0, 20, and 19, also, just like Malk. But I mean, the biggest winner of this week is Erman. That is from Virtus Pro. He won having the most kills per game with 10.5 and the most GPM, like goal per minute, 591. So congratulations, Erman, you are the player of the week, the good player of the week. And keep playing like that because it's really cool to watch you.
Cool. Sorry for breaking the stat train momentarily, but you got it back on track, man. I was impressed. I want to ask, because Newman is Team Dignitas. You've got anything on Dignitas? How are they doing? Because we spoke about the other team.
I do. I actually have a special
section.
Yeah, I have a special section
Oh shit!
over Team Dignitas.
He's prepared.
Yeah, Team
Go on
Dignitas.
then. Give him his, because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on with his team.
exactly
You
what's
might-
going on.
I think Newman should
I know
put
exactly
Bruno
what's
on
going
the...
on.
Huh?
I'll let you know.
We lost to Fnatic yesterday. That was
Yeah.
a bad.
Okay, go on then. Come on. Break it down. How are Dignitas
so
doing?
really quickly, there are 12 and 5 this month, so that's quite well. I'm going to talk to him. Sorry, camera.
Yeah.
So they won in D12 2-0 versus No Tide Hunter. They won versus 3D Max 2-0 against D12. For the defense 3, they won against versus No Tide Hunter. They lost 2-0 versus Team Liquid for the Premier League. They lost 1-2 versus Mouth for the D12, but then they won back 2-1, so they're even there. They won versus Virtus Pro, and they just lost yesterday against Fnatic, as you said. So that's how they go. But I mean, the important thing that you have to take from this is like they're playing really good Bane Elemental. Like they're 5-0 when they're playing Bane Elemental, so they have to tell them.
So when
more
you, in
Bane
your next
Elemental.
meeting, Newman,
Yeah,
be
Bane
like, right
Elemental,
guys, I want to see more Bane.
More Bane. They're playing a really
They
good
know,
Warlock. They're
they know
3-1.
exactly what they're doing.
They just
It's-
lost the match yesterday for Warlock.
They're playing the winner brackets finals versus Virtus Pro soon in the defense actually. So
But the Bane Elemental against No Tide Hunter was like crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Like crazy.
They really know how to play the hero, and I mean that shows. It's sometimes when you look, it's 5-0. It's of course not because of only the Bane Elemental, but they're doing so well. On the contrary, they can't play against Lone Druid. They're 0-2 versus Lone Druid, and they're 0-2 versus Gyrocopter. So you have to train more against those two heroes because it's kind of.
they did play a really interesting match versus No Tide Hunter as well when they were really defensive and they used Phantom Lancer offensively.
Yeah.
It's really funny to watch.
Phantom Lancer is a hero
What?
that at this moment is really easy to play.
Newman, you know this shit?
Of course.
Dude,
Yeah.
you're on top of it.
I think
I have
game of
a,
Dota ever.
I have a suggestion and I have a tip. I think that Bruno should be on the payroll on Team Dignitas.
Yeah,
to analyze
basically.
it. And if you want the shorter version, everything on this, follow Dignitas Newman on Monday mornings. He makes a very short analytic part on Team Dignitas performing over the week. It's more Dignitas Dota 2 team did good this weekend, or Dignitas League of Legends team did good this
amazing
weekend.
play by.
Amazing or good play.
Do
Amazing
you
play
actually do
normally.
that every Monday?
Monday morning, it's like the recap. I will
Wait.
guess.
Where is it? Is it actually on the website?
No, it's not on the website. It's
On Twitter.
Twitter.
Right, fuck it.
So this Monday I saw a team basically destroyed No Tide Hunter in 2 matches, and then I put
then you
amazing
wrote-
play.
Yeah, excellent job.
Excellent job.
So you have like
Paycheck,
good,
please.
amazing, excellent. Like we're trying
it's
to get
a
a
rating,
Newman
yeah.
scale here.
All right, okay, cool. So, Bruno, well done. That brings us to the end of the Dota 2 stuff. I'm sure there's some pictures of you, because I've seen stuff kind of crop up. There you are, Bruno. Wait a second.
It's like me.
What the fuck is going here? You have gone full screen.
Just move them off.
No,
Fuck off. My country sent me to good studio to make Dota 2 statistic on this. If not success.
That's pretty much accurate.
You're doing well, Bruno.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Yeah. That's big shit.
You're doing well, Bruno. Employee of the month, by far.
Yay!
After
Like I'm at
Mingles.
McDonald's.
Mingles, how are you doing down there? What are you doing? Hey? Did someone buy a cat food?
Yeah.
Yeah, she been fed? You bought cat food and didn't feed her?
Well, I went to get.
Yeah. I gave her Sean's tuna this morning. He was probably really pissed off, Mr. Protein. Okay. That's it. We're done for the Dota 2 segment, but not completely, because we're just going to turn the camera off. We're going to get some air in this room because it's getting really hot again. And then when we come back, we're going to be holding on to Bruno and also Hellspawn at the desk, and we'll be putting in a Pajkatt. So we're going to have an interview with one of the superstars from European Dota that's recently gone over to China and had some amazing results with LGD International. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the cat. The Asian Dota scene, and you've done phenomenally well. You're in the grand finals, which will be taking place next month, I believe.
9th of March.
9th of March, and you'll be going up against IG.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of questions for you, I'm sure. Hellspawn's wants to talk about Dota, the business side of things, and how it's all going. But just generally, your experience overall, have you enjoyed it? I guess we can start with that.
Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed it. I think we all have. It's a pleasure going to China and competing against the Chinese teams. I'm fortunate to have like 4 really dedicated and ambitious teammates. And it's a lot more fun to play in China, in my opinion, because of the competition, and also because of, what we have achieved so far. I feel like we've done a good job. And so, yeah, so far, so good.
So how did
Definitely.
the journey start? Like, who put together the team? That was you?
Me. Yeah. I contacted LGD after the international. I felt like playing Dota and going to these big tournaments and ending up at I think we were 9th to 12th place at TI2.
Yeah.
And I wasn't pleased with that. So I figured if you wanna take it one more step, if you wanna get to the next level, you actually moving to China is a smart decision because the competition is better.
And what was the reception of LGD? What they were like, okay, because obviously people may remember you from the international before, where you were one of the best carry players of the tournament. Bruno's probably got stats.
Yeah, you won the Beyond the Summit World Tour actually with CLG.
We did.
So there were Asian players. You played against IG, you played against LGD that time.
Yeah, but that was on ping. The ping was not that good. Actually, if Chinese teams have 200 ping, it's way worse than having 200 ping in Europe.
Really?
Because of this. Yeah, the connection in China is to other places is not that good.
Oh, the big wall of China.
Yeah, you could say that. It's hard to play. It spikes. The delay is worse.
Yeah. So so you as a player that obviously is very famous in Europe, you went to LGD International. What was the reception from LGD to start this kind of project? Because you said you were the one that wanted to kind of approach them and do something.
It was actually a lucky coincidence, I guess you could say. They were actually looking to, they were thinking about making an international squad, a second squad. And so when I contacted them, they were happy that I contacted them. And then they kind of, we were discussing for a while, talking about players, and I tried my best to find the best players I could find, and I think I did. And
how do you find the relationship now? Because obviously you're in a team house, that's correct. Yeah, you got training facilities.
Oh yeah,
you've got cool ass jackets, which you left in China.
I left
Chance is like, why no jacket? You would have stolen it actually. If you know anything about us and jackets at the Good Studio, he is wise not to wear it. But in terms of the business relationship, they own the whole team. Mm-hmm. But you're happy with can you say anything about is it wages? Do you get performance incentives?
Yeah, we do. Well, I'm not gonna go into details, but we get salary, and if we perform, we get more money, kind of.
Yeah, and how were the training facilities like?
We live in Hangzhou, 2 hours away from Shanghai, in a house. It's a 3-floor house. We live 10 people in this house. It's us and the other LG squad. Well, actually, it's 9 people. There's 2 people. Our team leader, Nicholas, he's living in another house with one of the Chinese players from LGD. And on the bottom floor, there are our computers. So, that's nice. We're training on the same floor, so we're sitting 3 meters from each other playing. So it's very easy to. Well, we have a good sparring partner. We have a good.
Yeah, before we get into what you've learned from the whole Asian Dota scene, how valuable has it been to partner up with LGD? Because in StarCraft 2, we can kind of put it in context that someone partners with IM MVP, and then they learn so much from them. Like, was it a case that did you have a lot to learn to play at their level, or was it just a natural progression once you all got into a house together and you could have done it in Europe or America?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we could have done it in Europe or America. I think practicing against LG was very helpful for probably for both of us. I mean, it's very beneficial to have two teams who can practice against each other all the time. You can come up with strategies that you don't have to reveal to any other teams.
Yeah, you can just practice it in-house.
Yeah, you know, we're good friends with each other, the two teams, so I mean, we can come up with what we want against each other and then use it in tournaments. And also, I have to say, we learned a lot from them in the beginning, especially. We picked up a lot. I mean, they have the seriousness in China, the
work ethic.
Yeah, the work ethic. It's really high, and so.
So what's your schedule like?
Well, actually, it's we wake up at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
That's when we have to get up. Otherwise, we get a fine.
Tough life.
Yeah,
you get a
tough
fine
life.
for
Yeah, we
sleeping
do.
in late. Fuck, I should start doing that here.
Yeah,
but I'd be
you
out of
should
money
do
'cause
that.
It's
Oh
only
yeah,
me.
it's but we're pretty lazy. We've gotten fines. So yeah, we're kind
Who
of
gets
lazy.
fined more, LGD or LGD International?
Oh, LGD International.
And who's the
Definitely.
worst?
That'd be the Russian. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Russian. You know, he's
Do you even know when he's coming back at night?
he's there at night. He sometimes when we wake up, he's still sitting there, and he has not yet gone to bed.
This is G, right?
Yeah, this is G.
Yeah.
This is at like 12 noon, basically,
Yeah.
or like later. Then like he's still there, and we're like, why did you get up early? No, I'm no sleep. You know, nah, but it's he didn't sleep, but
Typical Russian, I guess.
yeah, it's.
Is it still like, how was it adjusting just getting there in the first place? Like setting up in the house, setting up with a new team. Was it like easy to get along with each other to begin with, or was there any like, bumpy roads there?
No, there's been a little bit of both. I mean, there's been some bumpy roads. We had some obstacles along the way.
Was it based on performance, or was it based on
It's
Personality.
this guy's
Yeah,
stealing my
performance.
toothbrush?
no, it's about Dota. We don't argue about other stuff than Dota. I mean, we have people who have strong ideas about the game. People who have, you know, they have their own ideas, and everyone has their own idea basically. So getting along and figuring out what's best for the team.
Yeah, where does that come into
Yeah.
play? Is that manager, you as team captain, or
Well,
is it just that everybody?
no, you just talk it through. Like you look at it, like you watch replays and you see what went wrong, and then you kind of you deduce what went wrong. Like you have to be very rational and think like, okay, I think this was wrong, and then you watch the replay and you can see that no, this was not where it went wrong. Like you can actually think it through and really see if you're logical about it. If you're this like rational, you can actually see where it went wrong, and then you can together kind of form, you know, this. You can realize.
Yeah, as a
everyone,
team together,
exactly.
yeah,
So
as long as they're at a high enough level of Dota. So obviously you turned up there and you started playing in the G League. People were like not sure how you're going to do. You lost a couple of games. You won a couple of games. Bruno, tell us how it went.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not. You
not.
won versus LGD China.
we did win.
You
versus
lost
China.
versus DK.
We did
2-1.
lose versus TK.
You won versus For Love.
We did win versus.
And
Forlov.
then in the semifinals, you went and won versus Tang Fu. Very convincing
we did
results.
win against Tong Fu in the semifinals.
Wow, that's why you Statman Bruno.
Yeah, he should not be executed.
Pajkatt, your
Yeah.
first game were against LGD, right?
Yeah, against LGD.
Like, was that so unexpected? And how did the Chinese react to that?
Unexpected in what way?
That maybe you have had I would say that I think it was Brack saying in the interview that when you came to China you lost like 30 straight games or so. It didn't go so well for you. But maybe
Not entirely true. We went there and we won a couple of games with some stuff that the Chinese were not used to, and then they figured us out and they were winning against us, and we were on like a losing spree where we could be like 0-9 one day. Like a couple of days before we were like 8 for 2, and then a few days later we kept going like 0 and 9, like 1 and 6.
In practice, right?
Yeah, in
Scrims,
practice.
Yeah,
in
because I
scrims.
actually got to join one of your scrims
Okay.
once because Draskell got
All
given
right.
the password.
All right, that's
And you
nice.
got beat
Oh yeah,
pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
But then,
definitely. We've lost a lot of scrims. Scrims though is, you know, sometimes you're experimenting, and so scrims don't always tell the tale. You know, it's
yeah, of course.
once you
yeah.
get to a LAN tournament, you're gonna play more seriously. You're not gonna use a strategy where Zeus is jungling or whatever. You know, you're gonna play like you want to win.
Speaking of experimenting, one thing that surprises me about you during the G League, is that you picked on 15 matches. You picked 7 different heroes. Like you went Anti-Mage, Luna, Necrolite, Lycan, Klinks, Lone Druid, and Juggernaut. Those were the heroes. I mean, normally for the other carries, it was more like constrained to 3 or 4 picks. Seems like you were experimenting with different things or things that made sense. Do you think that, is that a thing that you want to do, like have a wide array of heroes to pick from, or were you just like trying what was correct for each specific matchup?
I think having a wide range of heroes is definitely a plus, because, well, it just means you have like more elements of surprise, and that's always good. However, I think you shouldn't have too big a pool. If it could get to a point if you have like a really big pool and then you kind of start slacking on one hero. Like there has to be a couple of heroes that you really, really know, that you know really well, so you can use them. And so when you need them, you can use them and use them well. So I mean, to an extent, having a large pool is good, but as long as you don't, as long as you don't lose your sense with some heroes, then.
Yeah.
I want to go back to something that I think Semmler touched on earlier. Or it was Hellspawn maybe. How was the reaction to some of your wins to the Chinese audience and the Chinese fans? You got a little smile on your face. I'm just saying right now. But like, how have you been perceived? What's the kind of popularity of the LGD International brand now in China? And what have you guys experienced?
Well, the thing is, in G League, we don't actually there's no people in G League watching the group stages up until the finals. There's no audience.
Yeah.
There hasn't been like any audiences. It's basically what people write on S Gamers, which we can't read, and I mean that's about it. But I think people like us.
Have you been recognized?
Last year we were recognized. Me and Misery when we were in China. This year.
Or do people just think you're some sort of Final Fantasy character cosplayer when you walk around town?
Yeah, all the time. They just walk up to me and
weird
they're
looks.
they're like, whoa, what are you doing here? I thought you were one of those video game characters. Nah, but I was at a university playing a show match in Dota 1, and there are a lot of fans at a place like that.
And let's
People
face it, you're
appreciate
easily recognizable in China.
Yeah.
So there goes Pajkatt.
I think it's something with the clothes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Also the the hair and the
Could
blue
be the
eyes.
hair and
Might
the
be,
eyes.
I don't know.
Not
Who
sure.
knows?
If you compare your EG stay in China and with LGD International, something you can point out as difference or?
Definitely. When we were there with EG, we were traveling around. We were promoting different internet cafes, and we were doing a lot of stuff. This time we've just been. Well, we live in our house and we practice. We were there for 3 months this time. Last time it was 1 month. And you learn so much more. Like, we've learned so much more. That time, me and Misery, we did learn a lot for sure. I think the others from the current EG players, Fear and Demon, they picked up a lot too. You always do when you go to China, basically, because you're playing against better enemies. You're playing against better opponents. So you will definitely pick stuff up. But when you stay there for a longer period of time and you're with the one team for 3 months, you live together, you play basically every day on a
you
schedule.
learn not only the limits of the
Then
other
it's
team,
like
your own team.
it's on a different level.
So me, right? You probably heard big news out in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Cupid Red Pandas.
Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got Wagger moving in. I can show you where he's moving into. I think it's in the document. 1 second.
Show me.
I'll have to. Have you got a preview screen over there? Yeah.
I have a screen.
Someone's moved all the funny pictures. Those bastards. Here we go. Wagamama's new home. F11. Our exit full screen. There you go. See, this is where Wagamama's moving in. Magic Mike poster. And his parents, not that impressed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, they're disappointed.
Yeah, the father at least. So, with the team that we've got, if we move them into, because they're going to get a training facility in Europe, do you feel that to be a big disadvantage, or?
I think getting a training facility, you can make like the best of it if you really try. I think it's easier in China. I definitely do, because the teams you can practice against are better. Like that's the way I see it, and I believe this is true. In the international too, kind of showed this. The top 8, it was 7 Chinese teams and 1 non.
Yeah.
And then it was the bottom 8 was 8 non-Chinese teams, basically. Asian teams. There were some C teams.
So how far do you? Because you haven't played against the European teams for a while.
Played against European teams.
What do you think the difference is now? Like, do you think
between Europe and Asia?
Yeah, between
China?
you and the European teams that you used to train against more and play in tournaments against? Because obviously,
yeah, I think that the thing about Europe is people don't have. Well, I mean, the discipline is not the same.
They don't have someone knocking on their door at 2 o'clock.
No, they don't. They don't have someone going to...
We can do that.
They don't have, like, people going to their beds and, like, screaming at them if they don't get up.
It sounds creepy.
Bruno, new job.
Yes.
No, but...
I think Wagamama will scream on games to wake up, so...
Yeah.
The discipline is one of the...
But like the skill level then, because obviously I felt that the European and American players had the skill but didn't have the facility and the discipline.
I think that they do have this. I think the skill level. I mean, I think that the skill level definitely. I don't think like it's not like you're born like a pro gamer. Sure, Asian jokes aside and whatnot. If you have the same conditions, then you can definitely become good. I mean, we're now in the finals against IG.
And you've only been there 3 months, right?
Yeah, we've only been there 3 months, and we're all Europeans and Americans, and we simply have good conditions. But like what the European teams seem to lack is that they don't have structure when they play. They don't have thought through plans. It's like 5 guys. They get together, they join a Skype call, they go on Steam, they're going on their Dota 2 accounts and they're joining a game and then they play some Dota.
So how much time do you dedicate to then outside of playing Dota to talk about Dota and discuss Dota and look at other people's replays?
We spend a lot of time just doing that. Like just talking. I mean, that's
hours
pretty much
per day. Like how many? If you don't have to say if you want to keep what you're doing secret.
I mean, we get up at 2. Then we have Chinese 3 days a week, and
you're learning Chinese.
Yeah, we're studying Chinese
3 days a week.
Yeah, 3 days a week.
Ni hao.
Sometimes 4. Yeah, ni hao.
Shay shay. That's thank you, right?
Yeah, that's thank you.
Teach me something.
Nothing. I got nothing. It's not going too well. Got nothing. Nah, I could throw you some curse words if you want.
We do the stuff you've learned with off camera.
Ask me to speak Swedish.
Okay.
We get along great.
Okay, so continue. Sorry, I completely...
I got lost.
3 days of Chinese.
Oh, yeah, right. 3 days of Chinese.
How many hours in kind of...
And then we play from 4 to 6 where we eat dinner. And after that, we play until like 12 or 2 a.m.
And between that, you look at replays, you talk about strategies,
we basically either like from 4 to 12 or 2, we basically play Dota, watch Dota, or study like something like this. We've actually been a bit sloppy. Like we've slacked a bit. People want to watch some show on the computer or go out and do something. But
I bet LGD are just shaking their heads at you, the other team.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're like, these stupid Europeans and Americans.
Hopefully you're not getting paid more than them or something.
Does you have a manager who helps you like go through the games and come with input? Because I know like eHome manager back in the days was
DC,
really into the games.
Yeah, DC at 2000 9 or 10 ESWC Paris, he was like, he didn't win them the tournament, but he was a big factor. But no, we have a team leader who's a Chinese guy who helps us like get through with our daily lives in China because
That's
we don't
Nicholas.
speak Chinese. Yeah, that's Nicholas, our team leader. Shout out to him. He's
Yeah, he's
a
a
great
really
guy.
cool guy.
He doesn't do anything with the Dota though. However, he gets us to places. He helps us with talking to people. Since we
Yeah, so
can't
basically
talk
go to a
people.
club and it's a couple of nice girls. Nicholas
He's-
comes in.
Yeah, and then it's
It's-
you know
it's
it's like a it's not a three-way, but it's a three-way conversation.
Yeah,
Isn't
Nicholas.
Bruno there?
What a bro.
Ruru,
Ruru,
yeah. Isn't
Ruru,
she there?
Yeah,
as well?
she doesn't live with us, but she's
That's,
our manager.
LGD manager.
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, she's like kind of the.
Yeah.
Brax, you brought in Brax into your team. I didn't know about Brax. I think that the majority didn't really know what he could perform. He come out, I would say, kind of big or really big actually. Like, can you talk a little bit how you found him and why you choose to go with him?
Brax was actually I just had a hunch basically about Brax. I didn't actually
hunch.
know that much about Brax. I saw him play a couple of times, and I just thought like I was talking to Misery at the time, and I also talked to Theban 1437, and just like what players are good, and I thought like yeah, this guy seems pretty good like from what I've seen so far. And so I decided to ask him if he wanted to go to China and play Dota. And he did.
So you didn't have like a long tryout period with him?
No, not at all. I basically just asked him, do you want to come to China? And
Wow,
he said
cool.
yes.
He's a big character. Like I think he's really cool with getting interviews and what he's done in the G League interviews.
Yep.
Like he has a big character, so that's cool.
Yeah, he's a cool
Yeah,
guy.
so I want to ask before we start talking about the finals, and then anything else we'll just maybe just wrap it up in a short while. But before we go into like talking about your finals that you're going into, which we're all going to be watching here, when you turned up in China, if you were to place yourself in the rankings between the top Chinese teams, where would you put yourself? And now, where would you put yourself now on a consistency basis? Of course, you can win a tournament, we know, but you must feel that when you train against the other teams now, you can see, okay, this
yeah.
team is constantly harder to beat than others. So when you first turned up, where would you rank yourself in China?
When we first turned up, I would rank us probably like 4th or 5th.
Really?
Although, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, like we had all of us. Misery, me, God, Theban, and Brax. Like it's good individual players. And then like we had good chemistry basically from the start.
Okay.
We learned a lot pretty fast. And when we came there, we were below the three big Chinese. It's IG, LGD, and DK. That's for sure. And I would say we were basically like top 4/5 together with Tongfu.
Okay, and now, after the training 3 months, where do you feel you consistently could place at in tournaments in terms of based on your scrims and where you are now?
I think we're probably top 2 now. It's the way I see it. It's us and IG. We're playing kind of similar Dota. We like to take advantage of people's mistakes in drafts rather than just farm up, and we like to punish stupidity basically. That's the way I see it. Both of us. We punish stupidity. No, but that's how it is. It's
I mean, I've always felt that within Dota, there's 2 ways to play the game. One is to try and play the game perfectly, to play your heroes perfectly, and just play how the game can play out mathematically. And the other is to create situations, force mistakes from your opponent, and take advantage. And I felt IG did that, Na'Vi did that.
Na'Vi did that too, for sure.
And so you're definitely going for a mix of both styles. And you because LGD, the other team, I felt play very
they do.
Structured.
Yeah,
like,
they
very
have a lot of
structured
structure and they like to farm their safe lane. Basically, it's like we like punishing. What I mean when I say punishing stupidity is basically if the enemies pick a tri-lane that's weak and you go and you fight them, you have the advantage because they have the weaker lane from the get-go, and which also gives you a safe lane. And playing a solo safe lane against an off-laner is always easier for the safe lane. So you're winning 2 lanes, and then the mid is a wash. So you're basically... And then if you move one of the heroes from your safe lane, then you have a big advantage because you're stronger at that point, and you can force the issue. You can take down their towers, and then you can just get map vision and you can get the control of the game, and then you can play it like you want it instead of hoping for mistakes from the enemies.
Okay, yeah, so forcing the issue.
This is really interesting because, I mean, the Western conception of Dota, I mean, maybe not so much in competitive, at least a bit, but for people is you have to win mid. If you win mid, then you go with your mid and win the other lanes and do that stuff. It's like people in general like to put lots of emphasis into the mid position, the solo mid. It's like this guy is the guy that's going to decide the game. And he describes the complete opposite. It's like the mid, you don't really, I mean, as long as you don't lose really hard, as long as you perform well.
Well, the thing is about the mid lane is that basically, if you pick heroes, I'm not gonna call these heroes cocksuckers, but they're cocksuckers. It's heroes that just they go mid, and then they can kill some creeps, and they will have like a huge presence later on in the game, around mid game. They will just abuse bottle. This heroes like Beastmaster, Nightstalker, Panda. These heroes, you can't kill these heroes. And they can't really win their lanes. There's like you can't see a Nightstalker. He doesn't win his lane. He doesn't go mid and rape his opponent because he can't. But once he hits Knight, after bottle abusing and killing creeps with Void,
full cocksucker mode.
yeah,
engage.
then he just he just goes and he does stuff. No, but the thing is he doesn't do anything in the mid lane from the beginning, but he does a lot later. But in the mid, what the thing is with the mid lane, you're not supposed to be able to win the mid lane like really big. That means the enemy slipped up. It means someone made a mistake. It means the guy who died, he made a mistake. There's no such thing as winning the mid huge unless someone made a mistake. And if you don't make these mistakes, then you will end up having a hero that can do more later on in the game anyway. This is at least the idea.
Okay. All right. It's interesting. So let's talk about your grand finals. For those of you who are not up to date, the G League will be featuring its grand finals next month on the 9th.
Yep.
Mercedes-Benz Arena or what's it
Yeah,
called?
it's in a huge arena.
Mercedes-Benz Arena in Shanghai.
Yeah,
it's a pretty nice arena.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the arena.
Yeah. How many people are expected to turn up?
10 to 15,000.
Yeah, so 10 to 15,000 fans will be watching LGD International, which is Pajkatt, as of course, captain of, and the rest of his team going up against Invictus Gaming, IAG, who won the Valve's International 2, winning the $1 million. It's a huge storyline for kind of Western and Asian Dota, in my opinion. And how do you feel your chances are? Because you're going back to China on the 26th, so not many days to fly back, and then you've got a short amount of time, get the team back together, sober up God, and then get ready for the finals. Like, how do you feel about the whole match?
Well, we have 2 weeks when we get back. Right now, I have no idea. I think we're actually still in good shape. I don't think we've lost a lot or even anything. I think we're just gonna have to see these 2 weeks, how we can practice, what we can learn, what we can use, what strategies we can come up with, and I'd say we're quite possibly the underdogs. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing, the way I see it. I think we still have good chances of actually beating IG.
Do you know why it was such a long break? It's like over 2 months break, I think. And also, do you think that any of the addition of the heroes will make any change? That like, would you have been stronger at the point or weaker because of heroes?
It's hard to say. I think I'm not sure about why the break was so long. I have a theory, which was that they were making a new server in China.
Because
It
lagged a lot.
I really don't know. Yeah, it did lag a lot during G League. One of the issues in China, it's playing on C servers. Sometimes it lags, and the Shanghai server is really unstable. So I heard that they were creating maybe a new server, and that could be the reason. But I really don't know. Maybe it was to get the Mercedes-Benz Arena. I'm not sure either.
And a hero that's been added the last 2 months that you see like this changing the game a lot.
Well, you pretty much only get like the still new ones, Silencer and Medusa.
I think Medusa won't see a lot of play. It takes too long for the hero to get useful. But maybe Silencer. Basically, since we haven't scrimmed anything.
You haven't screamed while you were here.
No, we're not in Europe. We're just playing pubs. But when we get back to China, we will basically see what heroes we can use.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have a feeling Troll Warlord might be
So, and the prize pool, if you come first?
The prize pool, it's $32,000 for first place and $8,000
Yeah,
for
so a
second
lot of
place.
money on the line.
It's extremely top heavy. Do you like that as a competitor? Like the winner gets a big
Yeah,
prize?
I do. I think so. I think it's nice. It's
Motivating.
motivation to strive. Well, winning is much more fun than getting second place.
I am. So normally when I do interviews, we start like where you come from, where you're going, and that's where we've just been. But Bruno apparently has some questions. So rather than sign off now, are they quick fire questions, Bruno?
Yeah, they're quick fire
questions with Bruno Pajkatt. I wish you the best of luck.
I asked people on Twitter, they knew that I was going to interview, so I asked them. So it's really short questions because 140 characters. So first of all, how do you see yourself playing against IG? You're probably going to face in the lane either Zoe, the other carry, and the support, or you're going to be versus YYF, which is the offlaner.
Oh, I think that's a faulty question, kind of. That's assuming we were just going to do what we normally do. Which I would be stupid if I were to reveal if we are or if we're not.
Good job, Pinocchio.
All right, go on then, Bruno.
Yeah, great. That's great. Anyways, those two players are great players, right?
They're definitely good.
Good. So now, we've been talking about crazy picks this week, you've heard probably. So if I tell you like Bloodseeker, Warlock, Spirit Breaker, Patch, Meepo, Alchemist, is there a trend? Is there any of these heroes that you think might see play in the Asian scene? Chinese scene?
I think, some of the heroes have potential. I think Pudge is a hero with huge potential. He's a hero that makes it really hard to play if there's a good Pudge player, if you know how to use the hero properly. Warlock is another hero that's potentially good. He has some really cool spells. He could be hard to fit into a lineup depending on your enemy's picks, but it's a hero that could see play. The rest of the heroes, I'm not really sure about. Some Meepos and Spirit Breakers, I kind of doubt that they will see play in Asia.
So this is a really easy one. It's kind of weird for me. Do you miss Swedish kebabs?
I miss some Swedish food. Not Swedish kebabs in particular, but other Swedish food, yes.
Yeah.
Can you do you like to be in China?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy being in China.
Dude,
I think it's a
fuck,
fun.
man, how old are you? Like
Come on.
20, 21, 19?
20.
20 now, yeah. I remember when you were on the show when you were 19. So you're 20, he's got blonde hair, he's in China, right? Do you know how much money I have to spend to get laid? It's ridiculous. If I was, he's getting it for free.
So if I was blonde, I would have a better experience
I'm
in
broke.
China?
Well, that's the last question. It's actually quite weird because I don't understand the question. So yeah, I'm saving you. It's actually, I have to rephrase the question. So do you work at a pet orphanage in China or something like that? What? Do you work with animals a lot or something? Like, do you get cats into your... Because they're asking me, how much pussy do you get?
Well, no, that's just rude. Why would you talk about this on this show? This is a family show. It says on our slogan, motherfucking entertainment for the whole goddamn family. All right? And we don't want to talk about... Because there's probably a lot of mums watching this show that want to think that Pajkatt is single and available and just to live their dream, and we'd be ruining his image if we were to say he's...
Do you think in the same way there are Twilight mums?
Yes, Twilight mums are Pajkatt's #1 fucking fan. Seriously.
Yeah. James just answered the question for me.
There you go.
I'm just gonna pass.
That's it.
Thank you, James.
Yep.
It's fine.
That's pretty short.
Yeah. Any more questions, Bruno?
Do you want to... no, really. Tell us, if you want to tell us a quick rundown of how one day goes. You wake up at 2 p.m.
I wake up at 2. We have
lunch.
Chinese. We eat lunch. And then we have Chinese class. It's 2 hours, 2.5 hours around. Then we play Dota from that time until 6, where we eat dinner. From that point, we play Dota until 12 or 2 or 1 or whenever team stops scrimming. And then we just play pubs or watch movies on our computers. Sometimes we go out. On Wednesdays we have free day, so we work 6 days a week.
Do they do anything like workouts and stuff, or do you guys do that yourselves? Do they keep you physically fit?
we have gym cards.
They get you gym cards.
Yeah, they gave us gym cards.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who does your laundry?
Can't you see that?
Who does your laundry?
Our 2 nannies. Yeah.
So you actually
Do you
have, like, people
actually
who cook
have
you
nannies?
food and then
Yeah,
take
they
care of
cook
it?
us food
So it sounds like a
And
great
do
house.
your
Go to
laundry.
yeah, they do.
I think I can like China too with those
Dude,
conditions.
if you needed like a 6-member, just for the sake, because Orange have one.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
All right.
like, even if I'm not that good at Dota, which I am,
Yeah.
I can smack all the shit
Oh yeah.
out of
Oh yeah.
any
The other
team.
players, yeah.
Like, seriously, I'll wear ridiculous stuff just to put them off.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'm just seeing like James in a kind of awkward outfit standing behind your team and screaming and shouting.
I think that's more my thing. Sorry.
could add some extra value.
I'll bring a model of the Chinese Great Wall, and I'll just like smash it down in front of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, that'd be
You know what I mean?
that'd be some smack talk.
Yeah. Like, just in case they couldn't
Here
understand
comes
the language
the
barrier.
Mongols.
I'll find all their girlfriends, the other team, right, on their family members, on whatever social network. What is it, QQ?
Yeah, QQ.
It's a social
QQ,
network.
yeah, it is.
Kind
right?
of big shit, yeah.
Fact is, a lot of them look the same anyway. So I'll just take the faces, move them onto other girls. Lots of different kind of photoshops in Precurious.
I see where you're
and
going with
then
this,
I'll
James.
print out big cards for the audience to hold.
I
And
see where you're going with this, James.
yeah.
I like it.
I'm saying I could win you. I could, for a generous 50% of your prize winnings
Gee.
for the rest of your life, I could help you with your G League finals.
I'll have to think about it. It's
Good choice.
quite the offer, really.
Oh, I mean, no offense, mate. If you don't take me up, the Red Pandas are
Oh,
going to
yeah.
stomp you in the future. The Red Pandas are coming for you. If you don't want me, I'm going with the Red Pandas. 'Cause I'm willing to drop them right now for you.
Final decision. No.
All right, let's do it, James.
Sorry,
you
fuck,
You
fuck
were
you,
not
Sing.
prepared.
Fuck you, good studio. I'm off to China. Done. Okay, let's say thank you very much, Pajkatt, for coming on the show. As everyone we mentioned before, G League Finals going to be in February the 9th. You're heading back the 26th. We wish you the best of luck. Yeah, sorry, March 9th. We can't go back in time. We're not that amazing. And
Is
yeah,
that the biggest game and tournament like for you? Like, how much are you
So
looking
far,
forward
it
to
must be.
final?
I'm looking forward to it a lot, definitely. Yeah, it's a very big game.
To add to that, do you know if there are other confirmed Chinese tournaments?
There's Ace.
And G1 League is coming back as well.
Yeah, I think G1 League, and there's a couple of tournaments coming up. I'm sure.
Yeah, just to kind of wrap this up, where can we kind of follow the team and follow you guys if you want to got anything you want to promote?
Yeah, you can probably follow us at Tencent Weibo. It's a Chinese thing. It's like some website. I'm sure someone can link it to you. It's and then there's
Yeah, Facebook page.
there's a Facebook page for
LGD has
LGD
Facebook.
as well.
And a Twitter. Why don't you have a Twitter?
Twitter does not work in
It
China.
doesn't work in China. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can just go through like.
Oh yeah, you can,
Yeah.
but it's too much.
troublesome.
Work.
They want to play Dota.
I just
not
want to
Twitch.
play some Dota. you know.
Understood. Yeah, but I think LGD Gaming is quite active on Twitter, so you can follow it on Twitter too or Facebook.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Alright, brilliant.
This is where you ask me if I have any shout-outs.
Yeah.
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 Shout out to Racer, Taobao, LGD, my friends, family, and yeah, that's it.
Badass.
Thanks.
Cool.
And
Good luck,
future
man.
conquests.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm talking
Future
about the
conquests.
teams you're going to beat.
Yeah,
Shout out
of
to
course.
them.
And all the
Not
Twilight
anything.
Wives.
Yes. Brilliant. All right. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. Pajkatt in the studio. Make sure you watch that game. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's really a testament of some hard work, some amazingly skilled players, and a great storyline of the commitment they've made to go over to China and try and do their best. And of course, we'll have to see how they do, and then follow them through as they try and take down the Red Pandas at the finals of the International 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but I'm actually going to be joining their team, so they've got a one up. They've got
They
a
do.
one up. All right, we're going to go to a break because we might as well finish the show now because it's gone on so fucking long.
So what are you going to talk about this show in the next one?
So yeah, we're going to finish the show now. We don't need more talking. It's been 3 hours. Lots of people requesting to marry Pajkatt. LGD International 2GD.
Prospect.
I'm going to buy one of your jackets. That's for sure.
Yeah, well,
make
yeah.
make sure they start selling them. And just hopefully everyone enjoyed the show. And sorry we don't get to finish off all the news that we had to do. And tomorrow we're doing Full of 15, which is a game review show with me and Scriff tomorrow. We got 2 new games. I got some beta keys for one of them. Scriff has some updates on Spectre Ball as well.
It's been eventful.
And then on Thursday, we're doing the King of the Hill with StarCraft 2, starting at 7 p.m. And we've also got subscriber games in StarCraft 2 afterwards. And then we're going to be back on Tuesday.
No,
so,
Beat the Studio?
And we have Beat the Studio with
Beat the
StarCraft
Studio
2
is the
section
King of the
after.
Hill.
So we've got 3 days this week of content, so make sure you watch.
Yeah, King of the Hill will be on Sunday as well.
And King of the Hill will also be on Sunday, yeah. So if you enjoy our content, if you like what we do, make sure you check us out on Reddit. You can go to reddit.r/thegoodstudio and just spam shit. We always read that. And also, if you really enjoy our content and want to pay for me to be able to get some deodorant, you can subscribe. $5 a month. Help this problem. I need to be fresh when I go over to China. They're not going to buy this in China, right?
They will not. They really won't.
Filthy animal.
Yeah, so he needs the money. Please subscribe.
Yeah, I'm sure on toiletry products. Help us out. See you next week.